Look at these automobiles, the colors, the differences, the excitement that you can see in them. Everybody is having a great time. The world seemed interesting and it seemed full of opportunity. And yet it seems that things have changed. They've standardized, they've become more rigorous. And they all look the same. These four sedans from different companies are almost impossible to tell apart. And as the slide changes to the next slide, you can't tell if it's four new companies or whether I simply rearranged those last four in a new order. And we're going to come back to that, so keep in your mind whether you think these are two different slides or the same cars, and we'll see later. But for now, we'll get to the problem of why this is. And the problem is because of math and science. As you start to focus on aerodynamics and gas mileage, those answers, those problems converge on the same solution. So as multiple companies formulate the same problem, they're coming up with very similar solutions because physics is the same across the universe. And so I think part of the problem is the approach that we're taking. We're looking to the wrong role models. We're looking to technology and software to take us somewhere that it can't quite go. And we're shunning the artistic, creative types that have something else to say. To show you what Mark Zuckerberg's process might look like, it would start with creating software for marketing and fulfilling orders, and then it would move to factories that are filled with 3D printers and automation and robots that load those products on self-driving trucks that ship them to your door. And then you leave reviews that on a website that get aggregated by some other software to tell them what the most impactful change would be. And that software tells another software how to modify the design to meet that criteria, and then they render it to make it look like they've already made this product, to make it a pretty picture that they can put back into their marketing. And so products start to evolve through this cycle, multiple iterations in a matter of months. The problem with this is that everything starts to look a little bit alien. I work around these technologies, and regardless of the industry or the product that these product evolution cycles have been put on, they inevitably start to look something like this, something non-human. A different approach would be like an architect approaches his work, where we're optimizing for a feeling or an experience. And you can't really put a number to it, you just know it when you see it. And it takes years of honing your craft. But the opportunities are much more limitless. You're not going to converge on one solution, because if you gave 10 architects a briefing for a concert hall, you're going to get 10 entirely different concert halls. And that's what the world needs to open up more opportunities to everybody. We don't need the alien stuff as much as we need something that interests us. And the interesting stuff may only interest a few people, but that's okay, because we have a lot of people with interesting things to say. And I'm not going to say that every industry can replace every component of it with something interesting. A putter only has to hit a ball a couple feet. A driver has to hit it hundreds of yards. So the driver needs to use science to make you feel like you're a better player, and it creates a bigger differentiator for that club than it does for a putter. Aerodynamics, shaft stiffness, all of these things need to come together. But these are also not only two different areas, but two different businesses. On the left, we have opportunities represented by small business. On the right, the driver is big business. For a few $100s, you can design up the putter and have 10 of them made. It represents an opportunity for somebody to come in and do something very interesting. And if we bring this back to the automotive industry to show where trends are going, those were in fact two different slides, meaning 8 different sedan models, and they're almost entirely undifferentiated. It seems like there's room for something different, and I think people are waking up to the fact that there is. In fact, Volkswagen and Tesla are making probably the most differentiated vehicles that I've ever seen at this point. They're waking up to the new realities of the opportunities presented by making something interesting. These opportunities aren't only for big companies. These opportunities are out there for you. The world is starved of something different, and we're waiting for you to show us something interesting. I hope to see it soon.